Hey guys, you're watching Daniel and Gian react. I am Gian Perez.
This is Daniel.
This is Daniel Trujillo. And today we're going to check out the official trailer for Dark Phoenix. This is our first reaction video on the DG Network channel. Thanks for watching. Subscribe if you're not a subscriber. And let us know what you think at the end of the video. Stick around for our discussion.
You think you can fix me?
Jean, you are not broken.
This is definitely the end.
Takes only the slightest tap to tip it in the wrong direction.
Charles, what did you do?
I had to keep her stable. I protected her.
From the truth? There's another word for that.
I came looking for answers.
You feel like you don't belong here. You don't.
Is it the White
You
Queen?
begin to comprehend what you are.
She's changing.
And what?
You didn't come here looking for answers. You came here looking for permission. Jean. She's all rage. Pain. And it's all coming out at once.
Jean lost control, but she's still our friend.
This is your fault, Charles. The world is on the brink. I'm sorry I didn't stop it sooner.
You're always sorry, Charles, and there's always a speech, and nobody cares.
There's still hope. Don't do this.
They're right to fear me.
I've seen evil. I'm looking at it now.
I have a question before, unless you have something you want to say first. Do you think that this movie will end with Charles killing everybody, which will tie into Logan?
Ooh, I didn't even think about that.
That way, at least the universe can kind of wrap up and not feel out of place.
No, I don't think so, because the way the timeline works, this is taking place in like the 80s, and that happened like in the 2000s.
Are we still in the 80s? I don't know if we're still in the 80s
This
now.
is in the 80s, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Like, it's either late 80s, early 90s.
That doesn't mean it's still... Who knows? It could be a flash.
Right, but remember...
I don't even know what the fucking timeline is now.
Yeah,
since they reset it.
the timeline's all over the place.
It doesn't matter. There's no more.
It really
timeline
doesn't
after
matter.
this.
I mean, to be completely honest with you guys, I am like not as excited for this because this is the end, and
nothing really matters.
Nothing matters. Everything's gonna get retconned now that Marvel owns the rights to the X-Men movies. Now that they own Fox.
That's why I was kind of hoping that that event happens, even if it's a flash forward, and you see what happens.
I mean,
Just so at least it kind of.
I mean, Phoenix could destroy everything, and that's, you know.
And it gets blamed on
Yeah,
Charles.
exactly. And to connect it somehow, put a nice little bow tie on it. I honestly, I liked the trailer. I liked what was going on. I mean, obviously.
I just love these characters. I really do. The casting: Michael Fassbender, James McAvoy.
Michael Fassbender. I don't care what any of you guys say. Michael Fassbender's Magneto is brilliant. He's amazing. He's my favorite of these prequel series, whatever you want to call these series. He's my favorite character out of all of them. His performance is amazing.
He's one I hope that Marvel kind of steals, and somehow if they could
Right.
steal him and put him into the Marvel.
I mean, even if he
universe.
wants, I feel like I don't know if he's been on record. Maybe he has said, but I don't think he wants to do these kind of movies anymore. But he might. Who knows? I mean, money talks. But yeah, if I'm gonna get nitpicky, if I want to talk on a comic book level, the Dark Phoenix is like an entity from space that like
And they
finds
said that
very powerful.
They said space is gonna be a
Okay,
factor.
and I mean, I hope to see that, because in the X-Men 3, the original X trilogy, they didn't really.
The Last Stand.
Yeah, it just went her going nuts. You know, it wasn't
No
like
Wolverine in this one,
power. Also, the other little things, like most in the comics, their powers don't manifest until they're teenagers, until their hormones hit. That's like kind of the key thing. It's very rare that you have a child's powers manifesting.
But isn't she like a special?
Yeah, she's like arguably the most powerful mutant on Earth.
See, so
I mean, but still, like I feel like I don't know. I feel like somehow this little girl's cute. Let's cast her as Baby Jean. And also, like, in the last movie, when they introduced Jean, she shows up to the school and she's already a teenager. Like,
I don't even remember the last movie.
Like when her and
Apocalypse?
Cyclops meet, when Cyclops meets at the school, yeah, it was Apocalypse or Days of Future Past. I don't remember. His timelines are all over the place. Honestly, I'm glad this shit's done. You know, I'm still gonna go watch it. You know, I'm sure it's gonna be an entertaining film. Who knows? They did a bunch of reshoots as well, so maybe.
Last question for me.
Yeah.
How are you gonna feel about this being arguably the last non-Disney Marvel film?
How do I feel about it?
But hold on. There's a second part to the question. This is the real question. Because now it's just going to be uniform Disney. It's going to be the same. You're not going to see them do something different because they're not under control. Like, obviously, Fox wasn't under control of Disney.
Right.
So they could do this stuff. They could do whatever they wanted if they wanted to take a chance and have Quicksilver and all these things, whatever. They could do that. But now, if it doesn't serve the greater overarching like narrative in Disney, you might lose certain. Like they've already bust that nut with this with Scarlet Witch and what's his name, Quicksilver. You know, is Magneto gonna have kids in the new thing?
Right.
If he does, are they gonna be new kids?
Well, we don't know. Like that's the good thing is that we don't know. We don't know what happened in Infinity Wars. We don't know what's going to happen in Infinity Wars 2, how everything's going to get tied together, because things have been rewritten.
I still don't think that these guys are going to be introduced until after that. All that.
No,
stuff.
that phase once the phase is over, they might be introduced in the next phase. And remember, Robert Downey Jr. is not getting any younger. Chris Evans has already said on record he doesn't want to be Captain America anymore.
I get it.
You know, there's a lot of those factors involved.
I guess my question was, is it bad to not have Coke and Pepsi?
That's
within the Marvel universe.
There's two. You already have your issues. You already think that everything's super formulaic as it is.
I still enjoy the movies, but
there's that. But there's also the question you're really asking is the MCU going to turn into WWE once WCW went away?
Yeah.
Because the product did.
There's no more competition.
But it had to do with people getting lazy. I think that's WWE got lazy. They hired like wacky writers. And I mean, they messed up their own product by doing this. And could it be the competition? Yeah, competition always helps with this kind of stuff.
But they also were at a crutch. They couldn't just rely on X-Men, so they had to make the characters they had work.
This is true.
Now they have everybody.
But
so is it become a comic book?
You got to remember the mouse, man. The mouse. How many? Like, really think about what Disney movies have you watched? And this is forever now. There's very few Disney movies that sucked, that were just shit.
The Last Jedi.
This fucking guy. You didn't like that one. I liked it. We can watch our review right up there if you. Well, no, you can't. Can you link from the other channel? Well, on our other channel, you can see our argument, our review about that. But you know, I feel like they're pretty good. They're pretty good at what they do.
I can't argue.
They keep
I
things.
can't argue.
There's a reason why that they're worth so much money. You know, I mean, obviously.
Even John Carter, which everyone shit on, was a good movie. Tron Legacy, I talked about it, and we'll talk about it in Captain Marvel. I won't talk about my discussion, but you know, all these movies end up being important in one way or another. I feel like.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, like, it was nice to see them work harder. Them being Disney work harder to crank out a story without using X-Men, without using Fantastic Four.
And I think
it's going to be great to have them, but it's like, how are you going to fucking contain a big-ass universe now with all these characters?
I mean, dude, that just means more movies. And for comic book fans, that's awesome. And for the little kids that are getting into at least the characters,
they have to be good though.
They have to be good.
If they're not good,
that's the key. They have to be good.
If they're not good.
But I think the good thing, Kevin Feige's a comic book guy. Kevin Feige's a comic book nerd. So that's the problem with the X movies more than anything, was these were not made by comic book people. There were people that read the trade paperbacks. They're like, okay, this is what I think. This is how I'm going to change shit.
Well, I'd say Matthew Vaughn is a comic book guy. He writes comics.
Okay, but
he wasn't the overseer of the universe.
No, I'm talking more.
But he relaunched the X-Men universe.
Right, and
after the first X.
Look, I liked First Class. I like Days of Future Past.
I did too.
I even liked Apocalypse. I didn't hate Apocalypse the way the other people did. I mean, obviously it had its flaws. You know, Apocalypse himself looked like shit. People are blaming his performance. I thought Oscar Isaac was fine performance-wise. It was just the CGI was terrible.
Your performance is shitty if you're writing shit.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, but even then, like, I feel like the visuals were what bothered people more than anything with that movie. And it was, you know, it was on the nose, whatever.
But anyway.
But you know, I see your concern, and it's definitely in the back of my mind that just this monopoly that's happening with these characters for sure. Really, what needs to happen?
DC needs to get better.
Exactly. You're worried about fucking Marvel slagging. No, DC needs to step their shit up and stop putting out garbage, because that's what's happening. Warner Brothers, you're putting out fucking garbage with the oldest comic book characters on the planet. No one's gonna watch this from that side of things, but still, I think and hopefully that's what happens. This sparks DC into really turning into a competitor, and we just have tons of awesome comic book movies for the next fucking 30 years.
The Joker, it's gonna be good. You heard it here first.
Anyways, thanks for watching. Smash that like button, subscribe. We'll see you next time.